Welcome to Passion of the Soul with me, Allan Lieberman, the new power hour for your consciousness. This is the space where you awaken to your authentic potential, the truth of who you really are. Here, we open the mind and heart and tune into the essence of the soul, the force that fuels your entire being and invites miracles into your life. Each episode inspires you to respond to the layers of potential within you and bring your unique legacy into the world. As you listen and watch, you'll discover that you can be the answer to your own quest. Get ready to tune into your innermost voice and live in alignment with your highest truth. Passion of the Soul starts now. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Allan Lieberman, and you are listening to Passion of the Soul on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us this hour and let us help you see the Power Hour for your consciousness every first and third Thursday of the month, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We will have some of the most brilliant visionaries, artists, healers, and authors who have walked miraculous journeys inspiring you. Tonight is episode 8, and we are featuring the book Rhymes That Nourish the Soul. Spiritual nourishment in bite-sized rhymes, timeless truths for spiritual seekers of all faiths. That is easy to read, but hard to forget. Rhymes that uplift your heart, expand your mind, and deepen your soul connection. Our guest tonight is Allan Lieberman, and yes, he is my husband, author of Rhymes That Nourish the Soul, his 6th book that distills the profound teachings of world-renowned Torah scholar Rabbi Manis Friedman into heartfelt limericks. Allan's creative career began as a songwriter with the release of Thank God I'm a Jewish Boy, a recording of 20 humorous parodies about Jewish life. His first recording of original music, It's the Miracle, received the prestigious Parents' Choice Award for Children's Music in 1998. Moving to Florida, Allan became a mashgiach, which is a kosher supervisor. So he wrote another book called We Want Mashgiach Now, Tales of a Kosher Cop, which chronicles Allan's humorous and often outrageous experiences as a kosher cop. Welcome, Allan, to Passion of the Soul.
Thank you very much, Ellena, and thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show.
Well, you know, you've written 5 humorous books. So what motivated you to do this dramatic change and write an inspirational book that's spiritually based?
The answer to that is Rabbi Manis Friedman. Being involved with him, he was the inspiration for me writing my first serious book.
Well, how did you meet, and what's the story about him? How did he influence you?
We first met around 12 years ago. The synagogue that I belonged to was having what's called a Shabbaton. It's a weekend of having a scholar in residence who gives all kinds of different talks. Well, the rabbi asked me if I would pick him up at the airport. And I was so excited to do that because I revere the man. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. So I went to the airport to pick him up. And we started talking. The niceties about the trip and blah 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 blah. And then I didn't know exactly how to start a conversation, but I came up with this idea. Rabbi Friedman comes from a musical family. His brother Avram Fried is one of the all-time greats in Jewish music. His son Benny Friedman is a superstar, very popular right now. He has relatives that are in the music business. And I said to him, I go, Rabbi, I've got to ask you a question. Who in the Jewish music field, who besides your brother and your son, who do you like the best? And he thought for a moment and he said, you know something? I really don't like Jewish music today. I go, what? He goes, no. I go, what kind of music do you like? He said, I like music that tells stories. I said, what do you mean by that? What kind of, can you give me an example? He goes, yes, The Gambler.
By Kenny Rogers?
Yes, yes. So here's this man with a black hat, long beard, and he's telling me his favorite song is The Gambler by Kenny Rogers, who exhorts us all to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never hide money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. And this is his favorite song. So all week and long, while he's speaking, Kenny Rogers keeps on going through my mind. I see him there with Rabbi Friedman. I'm listening to hearing the song in my mind. So what I did was I wrote a parody. I took The Gambler and I wrote a parody and I called it the Maggid. Maggid is the Hebrew word for teacher. So I wrote this song, sent the song to him. He calls me back a week later and he goes, Allan, I got the song, I listened to the song, and it is a huge, huge hit here in my house. And I would like to put this song on my website. I just wanted your permission to do that. And I said, Rabbi, go right ahead. I wrote this song for you. It's yours. Do whatever you like. And he starts beating around the bush. He wanted to ask me what I wanted for the song. And I said to him, Rabbi, I did not write the song to sell to you. I'm giving it to you. All I ask is that you give me credit on your website as the author of the song, which he did. This started our relationship. He would come to Florida maybe twice a year, once or twice a year. When he'd come, I'd pick him up at the airport. One time he stayed over. He had dinner at our house. And that was really the beginning of the relationship with him.
So,
Go ahead.
Allan, let me just ask you this. How did you decide to write limericks from his teachings? And then let us know what limericks are.
What happened was about 7 years ago, he started having this Zoom class where he would discuss the Torah portion of the week, anything else that he came up with. And what he did was he would talk about these things, and I started listening and taking notes, which is something I had not done since college. And I wasn't being tested on this, so I don't know why I was taking notes, but it came very obvious why, because I started writing limericks for what he was teaching. So at the end of the class, he would ask the students if they had any questions, and I said, I wrote a limerick, and I would read the limerick, and he liked it. So every week I would write the limerick, and he asked me to read it, and I would read it, and he said to me one time, he says, did you ever think of publishing these? And that is what inspired, this is the book, Rhymes That Nourish the Soul. Now, for those of you out there who are not familiar with limericks, let me explain to you. A limerick is a form of a poem. It has its own rhyme scheme, it has its own meter. The rhyme scheme is A, A, B, B, A, which means that the first, second, and fifth line, and limericks, 5 lines, that's it. First, second, fifth line, rhyme. The third and the fourth line, rhyme. And it's set up, and the meter is set up as da 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 da, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yes, and it's set up in a way where you start out, you make a statement, then in the middle you qualify that statement, and then at the end, that's the punchline. So let me give you an example.
Let's hear some limericks.
Okay, these limericks, first 2 are about creation and the Creator. What is God? Simply can be resolved, the primordial substance from which all evolved. But to quote the comic, particles subatomic collided, boom, big bang, problem solved. And to clarify that, science tells us that the world began with a huge explosion called Big Bang. That's their explanation. Simplifies creation. No purpose, no problem, no plan. Let me give you another one here. So let me see. Let me get to the right page. All right. We can't be self-engrossed. Lack of self-consciousness must be foremost. Too much judgment will restrict. Yourself you will afflict. You're finished, done. In other words, you're toast.
Well,
in other words,
do you have one more for us?
Yes. Excitement is ephemeral. That's how. When aroused, all we could say is, wow. Inspiration, although, makes us utter, whoa. For its effect can be eternal, not just now. These are Manas Friedman's words.
Allan, we're going to take a little break right now, but before we do, I want everyone to get your information and wait till you hear the special offer that Allan is going to give. It's really great. You've never heard this before. So go ahead, Allan, give the information as to where everyone can get the book, and then tell us about your offer.
The best ways to reach me, send me an email, limericks for the soul. It's limericks, limericks, the number 4, the soul, at gmail.com. Limericks for the soul at gmail.com. And for those of you who buy a book, what I will do is I will autograph the book, and on the inside cover, I will write a limerick, personalized for you. It's your own limerick. Nowhere else. Nobody else has it. It's your own personal customized limerick that I will include.
You are listening to Passion of the Soul with me, Allan Lieberman. And when we come back, we will be discussing more about rhymes that nourish the soul. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Looking for inspiration that awakens your soul? Join me, Ellena, on Passion of the Soul every first and third Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, on Transformation Talk Radio. I interview brilliant creators, artists, healers, and visionaries. Visit my website, dynamicmanifestation.com. Passion of the Soul, where your truth comes alive.
Join us on Kaleidoscope for Becoming every second Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Transformation Talk Revolution, where you are invited to revel in your becoming better and brighter on purpose. This isn't just a show, it's a prayer disguised as a podcast. and together we are evolving on purpose. Visit www.celestialempowerment.com for more information.
Erica Gifford Mills has written the book that is about to change your life. If you yearn to branch out, to take a leap of faith, to love yourself and others fully, and to finally let go of whatever no longer serves you, then Erica's book, The Rooted Life, Live, Love, Let Go, is for you. Readers will learn about how their values affect every aspect of their lives, why self-care and self-love is a critical first step to stopping limiting beliefs and negative thoughts in their tracks. The Rooted Life, Live, Love, Let Go teaches readers who are ready to unlearn unhealthy patterns to set, communicate, and keep their boundaries, to live with passion on purpose, and to create goals with the intention of putting them into action. Once you pick up your own copy along with the companion workbook, you'll be one step closer to being fully equipped, empowered, and enlightened on your path to be yourself or yourself. If you're ready to plant powerful and intentional roots to live it up, love it up, and let it go, visit GetRootedRadio.com.
Hi there, Anahata Roach, the Crystal Coach here. Do you have things that you do and respond to or feel triggered by that you have no idea why? Whatever that is, whether it was something that you are even conscious about or you actually have a memory of, there is in your body stored programs and trauma that an emotional clearing will help you unlock. It's called the spiral, and it is one of the most amazing clearing modalities I've ever come across. If you'd like to know more about the spiral and this wonderful modality that has helped so many people, including myself, please go to my website, thecrystalcoach.com, and click on the Discovery Call. It's free.
We're back on Passion of the Soul. I'm your host, Allan Lieberman. My guest tonight is Allan Lieberman, who is talking with us about his book, Rhymes That Nourish the Soul. Well, you know, I'm really glad, Allan, that you did not abandon your humorous side, and so are your readers. But I know there's a much deeper, serious tone in Rhymes That Nourish the Soul based on conveying divine consciousness. So let's take a look at what Rabbi Manis Friedman has to say. And we're going to run his special video now.
We know that everything God created in his world can in some way serve God's purpose, bring godliness to the world, elevate the world, tikkun olam. Everything we hear, everything we see, everything invented, everything created can and should serve God, including limericks. Did you expect that? Did you ever think limericks can be godly? Well, according to Allan Lieberman, limericks can nourish your soul. Great book. How many pages? 300 and some 50 limericks expressing the Torah's view on almost everything under the sun in limerick, drawing from the deep wells of Torah, Kabbalah, and Hasidic philosophy. These whimsical yet wise verses explore life's biggest questions through a uniquely joyful lens. From understanding your soul's purpose to building a personal relationship with God, this book offers spiritual nourishment in bite-sized rhymes. Pretty good deal. So if you're into rhyme, now's the time. Sorry about that. If you're into rhyme, now is the time to purchase the book on Amazon, or It's Good to Know. Enjoy.
Well, as quoted by Rabbi Friedman, Your book covers the Torah's perspective on almost everything under the sun. But one of the things that really stands out in your book are the limericks about free will. And this is a topic that has been debated about for centuries. So how is this explored in your book, Allan?
If Manas Friedman were sitting here right now and you said, Rabbi Friedman, do we have free will or do we not have free will? And his answer would be yes. Let me explain. We all possess the given power to choose. Now give a listen to this bit of news. Can we choose? Yes, we can. Outcome, out of our hands. God determines the results. Don't confuse. What he's saying is, yes, we have the choice, but once we make the choice, it's up to me. Let me give you another perspective on this. Do we believe in fate or free will? What's your guess? The correct response to this question is yes. God wants for us to choose. Then the outcome he'll produce. It's a partnership between man and God. That's best. And finally, one more. If only, these two words we need not say, implies that faith and trust are not our way. Each choice we choose to make, by design, no mistake, God intervenes, the outcome, that's his way.
Oh, that's great, Allan.
That's pretty clear what he has to say.
Yes. Now, besides free will, what about divine intervention? You know, these are part of the topics that theologians have discussed for the millennium. They're very old. And those verses really stand out. So how is divine intervention brought out in your book?
The story of Joseph, the son of Jacob. The story of Joseph and his brothers, which is found in the Old Testament and also in the movie Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat, tells the basic story about what happened to Joseph. It was very simple. His brothers were very jealous. They decided they were going to kill him, but they didn't go through with that. But they threw him into a pit. He sold into slavery. From there, he ended up in Egypt. He caught the Pharaoh's eye, his ear, and he became the viceroy of Egypt. There was the second person in charge. And Manas Friedman covers that in his talks about divine intervention. And let me read to you the limericks of what he said. Jacob told his brothers, no, I'm right the first time. Ignore what I just said. Joseph told his brothers, may I mention, your plans, sordid actions, and intentions were designed for me to fall, yet mean nothing much at all. God steers the ship of divine intervention. So I think that's pretty clear. Jacob's sons wanted to kill their brother, but the end result, in God's mind, was another. We make choices, don't abstain, but the outcome is God's domain. Face it, folks, it's one and the other. Joseph told the brothers, take no credit. All outcomes and results are how God led it. Yet your acts and execution clearly make a contribution. Remember, God's in charge. He's the one who sets it. So in his way, Manas Friedman, he always brings in current events. And it just so happened that while we were talking about the story about Joseph and his brothers, It was the beginning of the situation in the Ukraine. So I wrote this limerick about that. Tonight, Modest Freeman made mention that all events are God's intention. Wildfire, hurricane, the war in the Ukraine occur through divine intervention. So, to put it simply, folks, God's in charge.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Allan. And now we're going to take a little break. I'm Ellena Lieberman, and you're listening to Passion of the Soul. When we come back, Allan will be talking about the teaching, God Needs Us. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to listen to your soul? Discover the power of pausing and turning in on Our Soul Whisper with Kathy Belmont and Dr. Pat. This sacred show offers a safe space for self-discovery, healing, and soulful transformation. Let your inner voice rise, be heard, and gently guided into expression. Tune in every first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Subscribe now so you never miss the whisper meant just for you. Visit OurSoulWhisper.com.
Hi, I'm Gwenem Carsley, transformational body, sex, and soul coach. Skin and Soul is not for the tame. It's for the parts of you that ache in silence, that pulse in the dark. It's where truth slips beneath the skin, where longing, death, and desire kiss. Strip down, breathe deeper. Remember what it means to be alive. Join me Fridays at Skin and Soul, 10 a.m. PST on Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to get big and live your life out loud? Tune in to Get Big Out Loud Radio, exploring life through the lens of curiosity and compassion, with me, Carrie Knudsen, joining Dr. Pat live every second Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. I will offer ideas to transform what you are thinking into conscious action. If you want to get big and live your life out loud, visit me at KnudsenSpeaks.com.
If you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or in grief, I'm here to help. I'm Faye Lau, intuitive healer and founder of Faye Inspired Healing. Through soul-guided sessions, I help you reconnect with your body's wisdom and inner truth. Whether you're healing from loss, letting go of pain, or rising into elevated energies, my work combines energy clearing, grief support, and spiritual coaching. Schedule a session or learn more at FayeInspiredHealing.com.
There is more to life than simply surviving or even thriving. There's flourishing. High performance and quantum success coach Beth Larson helps you calibrate and elevate your life. Beth specializes in working with women who want more from their life, more energy, joy, passion, connection, and more meaning. As your coach, she will help you get clear about your life, prioritize what's important, and become a master of your energy. Visit BethLarsonCoaching.com.
We're back on Passion of the Soul with Ellena Lieberman. I have Allan Lieberman as our guest. And wait till you hear about this special offer. So please share it and all your contact information, Allan, with our listeners.
Okay. So if you're interested in purchasing the book, the website is up there. All you got to do is go to the website, or if you want to reach me directly, it's Limericks for the Soul. Instead of the word for, it's the number for, limericks4thesoul@gmail.com. What I will do, if you decide you want to buy a book, I'll autograph the book for you, and on the inside cover, I will create a limerick that's customized, personalized for you. Nobody else will have this. This is yours, one of a kind.
Well, that's a great offer, to have your own limerick. You can look at it for inspiration at any time. So it's really good. So now, Allan, how long have you been learning with Rabbi Friedman? And what in his teachings made the strongest impact on you?
I've been reading Rabbi Friedman's books. He's a prolific author. I've been reading his books for, I'd say maybe 12, 15 years. And then after I met him, started learning on the Zoom class. So I would say for maybe for the past 12 years, I've had a more personal relationship with the learning. It's not a one-on-one. I wish it could be, but through his Zoom classes and other videos. By the way, he is the number one, most popular rabbi on YouTube. He's got I think he's about 600,000 members right now. And he's got thousands of videos, which has resulted in literally millions of views. So he's out there. Anyway, he said something one time that's a bit controversial when you first hear it. And that one thing he said was that God needs us. Well, that's contrary to most teachings where obviously God created us. He's omnipotent. He's perfect. He doesn't need us. How could he need us? Well, but the way God explains it makes a lot of sense. In Jewish belief, the creation of the world was for one purpose, and that one purpose was to have a place for God to dwell. There are 5 different levels. We're talking Kabbalah now. There's 5 different levels. There's the highest level, which is where God dwells, and beneath that there's different levels where angels are, etc. And down to the bottom, lowest world is physical world. And God's creation, he wanted to have a place for him to dwell. And in order for that to happen, you'd have to have what's called, it has to be the Messianic era, much like when it was with the Garden of Eden before they sinned. So God gives us commandments. We all know about the 10 commandments. There's many, many more commandments that God gives us. And many of them have to deal with one thing: committing acts of goodness and kindness to one another, which is once people treat you nicely, once people do things nicely for you, many times you want to do the same thing to others. And that is what he needs us for, because only humans can do that. They can create a world where God would want to dwell.
So Allan, let me just add in, let me say one thing, that most people believe that they need God. So this is really out there to say that God needs us. So can you give examples of God needing us, or some of your limericks about this topic?
Yes. In the beginning, God created is a line most widely contemplated. Creator or createe? Who needs who, he or me? So what then can be implicated? You have a creator and creation. From the latter, there would be expectations, which manifest as needs. God needs us, yes indeed. Serving him with joy is our vocation. And then finally, we know that the Creator expected a dwelling that is fully perfected, where governance shall be by divine morality. To make this so, it's us he selected.
That's really good. Really wonderful. So, Rabbi Friedman talks a lot about teachings on the ego So you gave an example of Rabbi's humility in one interview. And what does that reveal about the teachings in ego?
Well, first of all, let me just tell you a little story. Rabbi was in Chicago, where Ellena and I are come from. And by the way, it's not Chicago, it's Chicago. We live there, we know. Okay. Anyway, the interviewer was talking about Rabbi Friedman's sermons. And Rabbi Friedman said, I really don't consider these as sermons. It's more of my stand-up comedy routine. So it showed a lot about he's a very, very humble man. With all his accomplishments, he's very humble. And this pointed out, that trait that he has. And here's what he says about it. If we could stop being so self-aware what others think of us, we wouldn't care. Should our focus be something other than me, with much less anxiety, we would fare. Someone with strong opinions should expect difficulty with others to connect. Always saying me and my, starting sentences with I, this behavior is very easy to reject. In all things, we should practice moderation. This makes good sense, needs no explanation. One exception should be loads of humility. Tell your ego, get lost, go on vacation. They got a couple more. Big topic. Laughing at yourself can bring you peace. It's a beneficial way to release. It helps to set you free from that monster known as me. Your quality of life will increase. And finally, humility, less ego, doesn't mean thinking less of you and your self-esteem. Your focus should not be I, myself, and me. Thoughts of yourself come few and far between. The Hebrew word for humility is bittul. Bittul does not mean doing away with your ego. Bittul means setting your ego to the side. It's an interesting acronym. Ego stands for easing God out. So you take credit for everything. You don't give credit to the Creator, but realizing that the Creator is there. This is bittul. This is ego.
Well, thank you. That's really interesting, Allan. And we're going to take a little break right now. But before we do, please give the listeners your contact information and talk about your terrific offer.
Okay.
The order of the offer.
You've got my website there. You can order the book directly on the website. You get samples of the limericks, all kinds of stuff. It has my other books on there. You can reach me directly if you like. It's limericks for the soul. Instead of spelling out 4, it's limericks for numeral 4 the soul at gmail.com. I will send whoever orders my book. I will send them the book. Now, by the way, you need to order direct for this, not from Amazon. So you order the book. I will autograph the book for you. In addition to that, I will, on the inside cover, write for you your own personalized, customized limerick. It'll be your own, one of a kind. No one else will have like that. And that's what I'll give you.
So I just want to tell our listeners, the book is available on Amazon, but if you want the autographed version with your own limerick, then you would write to Allan Lieberman. So I'm Ellena Lieberman with Passion of the Soul. We're going on a break right now, and when we return, author Allan Lieberman will share the teachings on relationships and the divine. Limerick style, of course.
Are you struggling with unresolved emotions or recurring patterns? Tune into Beyond Birth Trauma, From Burden to Brilliance with me, Shannon O'Flaherty, on Transformation Talk Radio. On the second Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, we'll explore your own birth experiences and consider how they might be affecting your current life patterns to start your journey towards self-discovery and healing. For more information, visit shannonbtb.com. That's shannonbtb.com.
Are you curious about how the quantum energy world impacts your health and well-being? Join medical intuitive Jane Phillips as she provides a space for insight, growth, and transformation with practical tools and perspectives to help you stay positive, navigate challenges, and reclaim your personal power. Visit janecphillips.com to book a session or class and explore how energy wisdom can help you heal and thrive.
What if Sanctuary wasn't just a place, but a way of living? Tune into the Sanctuary Network every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern with me, Mary Ellen Popick, for inspiring conversations featuring thought leaders, healers, authors, and everyday seekers, plus voices from the Sanctuary Marketplace, spotlighting the community that makes this movement thrive. This isn't just a show, it's your sanctuary. Visit thesanctuarynetwork.com for more information.
Available now, Ascendancy Awakened by Pankaj Singh. Surprising way to successes by leaders unleashing potential and taking command. When was the last time you checked in with yourself? Leadership isn't just about confidence, it's about overcoming burnout, responsibility, and unseen challenges. Ascendancy Awakened delivers a powerful framework to help you take command of your life and career with the Ascendancy Action System, a transformational approach to unlocking your full potential. Don't wait. Get your copy today. Visit singpowerupcoach.com now.
Welcome back. I'm Ellena Lieberman with Passion of the Soul with our guest, author Allan Lieberman. Now, if you'd like to contact me for an Akashic Record consultation or attend any of my classes, and you can just get in touch with me at dynamicmanifestation.com/connect. I'd love to hear from you. Well, you know, Allan, relationships are deep concerns for people. So what does Rhymes That Nourish the Soul have to say about relationships?
There's basic relationships with people, and there's other relationships, basically a relationship with the divine, with the Creator, with God. That's a whole program in itself. So we're going to deal with individual personal relationships. The only way relationships can last is if yourself aside you can cast. It can't be about you. Enhance another you do. Improve the other's life. That's your repast. In relationships, two people may agree to something that makes the other one happy. Commit and make it known. This agreement you own. That's goodness, kindness, and generosity. In relation, conflicts likely will exist. When they do, it's crucial to remember this. Most disagreements involve matters easily resolved. Either way is fine, so just make up and kiss.
A kiss. Well, you know, we've been married for 37 years. So, what does your book say about marriage and intimacy?
Let me before we get into that, let me show you a physical here. I just want to make sure you see all this. Okay. So you see where it says man and woman. Next to man is the Hebrew word for man, which is ish, and woman is isha. Okay. So you notice that the word for man and the word for woman have two letters in common and one that's uncommon. So the two letters that they have that are individual are, as you see here, these two, and these are the letters that they have in common. These are uncommon, these are common. So what happens is that when you remove the two letters that they don't have in common, these two letters spell one of the names of God. And when you take the letters that they have in common, these two letters, the word is fire. So what it's saying is that when you remove God from your relationship, what do you have? Fire. Some say that marriage is a compromise. That's how they will observe it through their eyes. Compromise is how they call, but that's not it at all. It's enhancing marriage. Try that on for size. We all want our marriage to be a success. To make a happy spouse, we do our best. A word to the wise. This is not compromise. It's investing in a marriage that is blessed. If the soul spoke its feelings, it would share. About love, these words, it would declare. More than myself I need to be. Without you, I am not me. Our souls together here, there, everywhere.
That's wonderful. Everywhere. You want to repeat that one?
You ask, I'll be happy to.
Okay.
If the soul spoke its feelings, it would declare, it would share. About love, these words, it would declare. More than myself I need to be. Without you, I am not me. Our souls together here, there, everywhere. We've got a couple more. A marriage made in heaven is often heard. It's more than just a saying, more than words. Look at it like this. It's heavenly. It's bliss. A fusion of two souls has occurred. Traditional Judaism believes that a husband and a wife are parts of the same soul. At birth, the soul is split, the man and the woman. But when you get married, God willing, you will unite with, that's what, you call the soulmate. It's the completion of the same soul. So finally, a loving heart inherently is prone to start over. A loving heart inherently is prone to yearn to deeply know and be deeply known. A holy connection. It's God's reflection. Each one wants to be the other's own. It's a
beautiful teaching. Absolutely. Those are real gems, Allan. So this evening, what can you leave us with? What about poems at limericks of happiness?
First of all, let me say, too, that these limericks that I write, this is not me. These are the words of Rabbi Friedman, just put in a shortened version. That's all. Rabbi jokingly once said, he goes, you know what? He says, if you could give me these limericks before my class, it'd save me a lot of time. Anyway, so I think that obviously when we all pray, we pray for our welfare, we pray for peace, we pray for our health, but we all too share in common. We're all looking for happiness. There was a movie several years ago, The Pursuit of Happiness. Manas Reben doesn't look at happiness as something to be pursued. Let me explain. Happiness does not have to be pursued. It's a concept with which we've been imbued. Enthusiasm is what we lack. It brings happiness, in fact, introduces joy and smiley faces, dude. Happiness does not require pursuing. It's gratitude we need to be reviewing. Yes. Being gracious, that's the trick. To turn enthusiastic. Next thing you know, happiness is brewing. Happiness you don't need to pursue. Be enthusiastic. It will come to you. A healthy attitude fueled by gratitude. Remove all doubts. That's all you need to do. And finally, the state of happiness can be construed as the result of showing gratitude. If you feel you're getting more than what you bargained for, that's happiness from a grateful attitude. So I would like to wish you all blessings, happiness, health, and everything you want for yourself should come true. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Allan, for sharing your wit and your wisdom tonight. Allan, you have to give your information again and your special offer.
Okay, let's hold up the book again. There.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go to my website, order it there, or if you like to talk to me, I'd be happy to talk to you by email with limericksforthesoul@gmail.com. Instead of spelling out for, F-O-R, we shorten it to 4, the numeral 4, Limericks for the Soul. And anybody who purchases a book, I will autograph the book for you, and along on the inside cover, you're going to have your own limerick. I'm going to compose a limerick that's exclusively for you. Nobody else has it. Nobody else ever will. It's your limerick.
Well, that's wonderful. And I want to thank you all for tuning into Passion of the Soul. And I'm having a wonderful time. So please join me the first and third Thursday of each month, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, next time on Passion of the Soul, June 4th, we will have a very special guest from the Golan Heights in Israel. Episode 9 will be The Tree of Life, Healing Powers. Thank you, and I look forward to having you all join us. Thank you for being with us today. I'm your host, Allan Lieberman. Be sure to tune in every first and third Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio for more Passion of the Soul, where we connect with brilliant creators, artists, healers, and visionaries who have walked miraculous journeys. Continue the experience at dynamicmanifestation.com. And if today moved you, share the show and like us on social media so others can awaken their authentic potential too. Until next time, listen deeply, trust your innermost wisdom, and live your passion of the soul.